Retro City Rampage began life as an NES homebrew project with the intent to parody the casual, wanton brutality that defines the open-world game. Now that it's finally seen release as a downloadable game after many years in the making, it's safe to say that it wears its inspiration on its sleeve. If you were alive and aware enough to absorb the pop culture of the Reagan and Clinton eras, prepare to be overwhelmed by Retro City Rampage's relentless barrage of in-jokes and references. They extend far beyond the realm of gaming. For every wink, say it's Zelda or Bionic Commando, there are lengthy interludes drawing from TV and films of the era. One particularly memorable sequence takes place in a gleefully aberrant rendition of Saved by the Bell's Bayside High School. The script, which is way bigger than you'd expect, is loaded equally with sly, snarky references and groan-inducing non-sequiturs, discharged at a mile a minute. Expect a bombardment of internet memes well past their use-by date, as well as some pointed critiques of the world of indie game development. The core of the game is classic GTA-style driving and shooting, with a few embellishments, like a cover system that you'll seldom remember to use if you're anything like us. Not surprisingly, the concept still fundamentally works in the context of an 8-bit world. If you're equipped with the correct instruments of carnage, you can make the minutes fly by as you engage in wanton destruction, coping with increasingly potent responses from law enforcement. A range of clever power-ups like a bionic arm and a pair of shoes which make you go so fast as to cause a certain hedgehog to blush feel right at home in this anachronistic sandbox. It's when Retro City Rampage starts to get more literal in its references that it falls apart a bit. It's one thing to momentarily recall the thick-headed brutality of classic games, but in many specific cases, Retro City's controls just aren't up to the task. We won't give away any specifics, but precision platforming and driving that demands anything more than the ability to plow through hordes of bystanders is simply asking too much of its mechanics. During the worst of these, you'll find yourself wondering just who the joke is on. For all its snark and irreverence, Retro City Rampage is pretty earnest in terms of what it's all about. Take a gander at all the Rampage events and the dizzying array of display modes available, and it all becomes clear. If you have a soft spot in your heart for classic games and an appetite for open-world destruction, you'll be able to overlook the knee slappers and mechanical mishaps that occasionally mar this expansive pastiche. See this and other GT shows and game reviews on the GT Originals iOS app, available now on the App Store.